It's midday with Marcus Maben. Jesus, that sounds horrible. 8150 939 is the number. 939 is the station. Looking forward for a great week. But first, Steve Rummage in the building. Patty Ice in the booth.
It's good. It's good to be here. It's good to have. I ain't gonna lie. I enjoy. I love B Hall, and we know that. And Brian's on vacation doing his thing, but I do enjoy Patty Ice being in the building, man. It's good. It's good to have him.
The universe always works in mysterious ways, but it delivers perfectly in synchronicity with every time I need Patty Ice to be a talker.
Yes.
Today's one of those days.
I know.
Patty Ice,
you sound terrible.
I will be relying heavily on yourself and Steve Rummage. I'm going to make it as long as I can for the people. I had to be here.
Our guy needs some tea.
Yeah.
He needs some tea and some honey. That's what he needs.
He looks like he's loaded up over here. Here's the problem. I'm going to Pigeon Forge tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, now Pat set me up, so I'm still gonna be in, and it's not gonna be phone anymore. We're legit now. Hey, we're moving on up.
In the budget.
For God's sakes, make sure the cabin has Wi-Fi. For God's sakes.
Well, see, here's the thing. I'm at the Hilton Garden Inn. I don't do cabins.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just throw it out there.
Little high end on him over there.
Yeah, I do.
Right?
I'm nitpicky with that, man. So yeah. I'm gonna be. I should be Wi-Fi. Doing my thing. So that's gonna be fun, man. What? You can't drink hot coffee like it's soda. God, dude, what are you doing?
His face is so red. For those of you who are listening right now, that can't we can't give you a visual unless you're on the Made for the Ville live stream.
Indeed.
Unless you're there, you can see how red Maben's face is, man. But as soon as he went to gulp that coffee, instant regret. It's like deer in the headlights instantly.
Now here's something I want to jump right into because. One of the first texts have come across.
Oh, God,
and
here we go.
By the way, I got my backup glasses.
I'm glad.
Wife got on my nerves a little bit, threw my glasses, busted them up, so I have a backup pair. We're good. I mean, we're still married. Everything's happening. We love each other.
That's all you need.
We're going on vacation together this week. But anyways, first text comes up, says, congratulations to Patty Ice. Now, here's something that I want to address.
Oh, man.
Because...
I'll take the crushing, but there is a valid excuse.
Okay,
no, Patty Ice. Take that back right now because I'll take the crushing is not what Steve and Marcus do on a daily basis. That's a different show. We don't do stuff like that. What we do is we talk about situations and have a fun little, bit of humorous exchange.
Here's the thing. Text yesterday. Moving and shaking going on that we believe is on the horizon with, of course, obviously with Jason's last day was the other day. Mm-hmm. So, we've already done all that. Jason, you've taken up enough time on the air. We know he's good. He's got to be there. He's got stories to talk about now. But, and then there's things coming in the future that 93.9 we're really 93.9 ESPN Louisville that we're really loading up on.
Right.
That it's going to be exciting to announce. But so Pat shoots us a message in a group text.
Yep.
Says, and I know Marcus don't answer group text. That's why I just took the.
See, it was more or less like a back and forth between me and Steve, but Maben sees it though. We know he sees it.
But see, I didn't want to leave. I was in church and I didn't want to leave you hanging, and I knew he wasn't going to answer the group text, so I was like, okay, here we go. I'm just gonna take the initiative here. So Pat texts us, of course, Pat being an awesome producer, he's like, hey, what do you need this week? What do you need for tomorrow? I can get it all going. I have everything ready. Cool. We really appreciate that. So second thing.
I could read the excitement in Patty Ice's text.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, and we more than anybody may just really, we don't have, 37 people. So we do appreciate, the, hey, what do you need? It's like, oh, cool. Luckily today, we didn't really need much. We got a few topics. So Pat says, I got some really big news. And I want to announce it on the show if you guys are okay with it. Well, of course,
right.
Yeah, heck yeah, of course we're all right with it. That's good. We tout Pat on this show a lot, even when Brian's in here.
Real quick though, I will say this: I've not announced it on the air yet.
That's true. That's true.
That is true.
So then Pat kind of gives me the, all right, appreciate it, man. I'm really excited about it. So I have to actually pry it out. Like, well, I mean, are you going to tell me?
See, now people, listeners, 8150-939 is the number, 3831-939 is the text line. When I read the line of text messages, I'm like, Steve, Patty Ice obviously wants you to ask him about the announcement. You're not asking him about the announcement. But you and I both do that. We're kind of good about, I'll let you tell me when you're ready to tell me.
Sure.
I won't let you fish hook me into asking. And, okay, you got to know this is what's going on,
Well, but here's my problem. I'm going to be completely open and honest on the air right now, and I won't go too far into it. But when you have moving and shaking going on in a place, some of that's going to affect us.
Right.
So I'm like,
That is true.
So I'm like, well, do you know something we don't know yet? Or so, so I'm like, okay, what's going on? I didn't know if he was like, hey,
but see, I don't know. I never care.
Well, I don't really care either, but I mean, I would rather not be on the air and then something happened. We're like, oh, well, I don't like that. Wait a minute, we're doing what? So.
I found out that I wasn't going to be on 680 like 2 minutes before showtime.
2 minutes?
Throw that out there.
When, today?
No, back in the day.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, when that was brutal.
Okay, keep going.
Well, and everybody said you were done. It was over. And then you went and plucked the diamond in the rough for a co-host, and here we are.
I wasn't done. They just
and now we're dominating.
They just localized me.
So that's how that went.
Yeah, keep going.
Thanks. But so anyways, Pat says, all right. So Pat now gives us the news he's going to give us, and I'm still going to let him talk about it because it is really actually big news, especially for him. I mean, it's a big thing. So he tells me, and then he says, I want to announce it on the air. Like, awesome, dude. Cool. That's really cool because now I'm going to tweet it out and be like, hey, Pat's got a real big announcement.
Right.
Like 3 hours later.
All right.
Maben sends me the tweet. Sends me the Facebook. I'm pretty sure you TikToked it. Like, it's everywhere.
I did not TikTok it.
It's everywhere, dude.
What had happened is that, so I was doing my podcast with, it's no longer a podcast. We'll get to that here in a second. But I was doing the podcast with Sheernoff, and he was like, at the end of the podcast, he's like, look, you can't let your loyal listener not know the news. And I was like, but I'm going to announce it tomorrow. He's like, no, you got to tell him. And I was like, oh, my God, I'll tell him. So I told him on the podcast. And then I tweeted out the podcast, and I made the mistake of saying there was some big news at the end, and all of a sudden people are tweeting at me. I'm like, oh, God, I got to make the announcement now.
Patty Ice, that was not a mistake.
I mean, it wasn't a mistake, but at the same time, like I was like, if I continue to let people respond to this isn't exactly how I wanted to tell people.
You couldn't do it. Like you were
I couldn't. At that point I couldn't wait. It was like one of those things where everybody was gonna know, and it wasn't how I wanted to announce it.
You just couldn't help. You couldn't help yourself.
Like it's summertime.
It was crisis control.
Patty couldn't help himself.
This was content, and in turn, maybe he helped us because we've gotten it's already 10:16.
Right.
But with all that being said, Pat, for people that aren't on Twitter, aren't on social media,
take it away.
Let people know what's going on with you because it is really, really cool.
So if you guys haven't seen on Twitter or Facebook, this is something that's been in the works for actually only about a week. This has been a long-term goal of mine for the 2 years that we've done the podcast. And the biggest thing that I just want to say from this is thank you to everybody that supported me and especially Drew Diener, who's given me the opportunity to do this because all this came down to me doing a live hit with him last Monday, and that's how this all became. And the news is that my podcast, Trading Paint, is now going to be on our airwaves on 93.9 The Ville on Sundays at 9 a.m. So I'm really excited about it. I'm beyond pumped for it. But the message that I just really want to tell people is never stop taking no. Like, don't ever take no for an answer, and don't ever stop being passionate about the things you're passionate about because there is fruit to your labor. You just have to just keep on grinding and keep on. Just don't let negativity affect the things that you want to do in life. And don't let people who scoff and make fun of what you're passionate about dictate what you do moving forward. I know it sounds cliche, but it's the truth because I get scoffed and made fun of for being an adamant, not just a NASCAR fan, but just a guru.
Right.
Like I like to think of myself as a guru because I'm really, really in the know and I'm really, really passionate about it. And that's my niche. That's the one thing besides what I do here. That's a hobby of mine that I feel like I'm really good at it. And it just started with Diener giving me an opportunity to come on the air on Monday. He asked me to come on, and he said, Diener was just blown away. He said that was an awesome segment, and you need to be on our airwaves doing this. He's like, I want your podcast on the air. So, just a huge thank you to the management team at ESPN Louisville. This all started with Jason Anderson taking a chance on me, letting me do the Quaker State 400 pre-race show the last 2 years, and that's just kind of how this whole thing came about. And Drew was like, let's talk about this on Monday. And we talked last Monday, and he loved the segment. And he was like, look, there's not a lot of people around here that have this niche that you do, and it's something in this market that needs to be addressed.
Sure.
And I've seen a lot of tweets saying, hey, nobody talks about it, nobody cares. Well, ESPN Louisville cares, and I care, and I'm glad to provide you guys with NASCAR coverage and racing coverage in general. I know we're going to have a really big lineup this Sunday because I haven't had the opportunity to do it. But once again, just, never give up on the things you want to do. And this is a small step for me towards my long-term dream of broadcasting with NASCAR.
Well, first off, I feel better about myself. I think that was very motivational of Pat. And I like how it was very well said. And we do joke around. I will say this. We joke around. Well, we don't even really joke around. We tout on this show very much that Pat is maybe the hardest working dude in the building, doing his thing.
Goes hard.
Very hard. Yeah, absolutely. And we are really happy for that. And the thing is knowing Pat, being able to know Pat, I will say that this is one thing that's going to start. I know there are other things on the horizon for him coming too. So it's
follow him now at Pat Jaggers on Twitter.
And we'll make those announcements here later in the next month
I'm
or so.
really
at
excited.
Pat Jaggers on Twitter.
Yep, Pat_Jaggers. Yep.
So good for you, man.
Let me throw in a little side note to that story. Well, not to that story in particular, but the text message version of that story. You know what I was doing yesterday, Steve? While y'all were firing off? I don't know if it was right at the time. It was morning, right?
Okay.
Was it morning?
It may have been like right in the early afternoon.
It was, yeah. It was in there. It was in there.
So, I
Okay.
was sitting in my child's palatial, recently purchased estate in Clarksville, Tennessee.
I knew you were.
Oh, man.
And the reason I knew you were is because of these.
Good point.
I was like, somebody.
Good point.
Ooh, good eye, Steve.
Good
Yeah,
point.
I was like, Jalen's been around.
What he's referring to, people, is my Essentia water.
Mm-hmm. It's great water.
Yeah,
It
Jalen's.
really is.
I don't know what kind of deal he has with them, but if he's around, everybody's drinking Essentia, right?
Yep.
So I took a little trip to Clarksville because he was having a going away brunch. Going back to camp.
Sure. It's time.
First time I seen, here's the problem though, Steve. His house made me feel like a loser.
It should. It should.
His house made me feel like an absolute loser, right? His grass was so nice that I could just go through it without any bumps or humps or anything, right?
Yeah.
It's all flat land. It's just yard to the left, yard to the right. Kids are just playing around in the beautiful grass and furniture and open space. And it's one of those, hey, I'm Jalen, welcome to my crib. It's just, it's one of those.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm driving through the neighborhood and people are waving and you can almost hear the Andy Griffith theme music as we're going through the neighborhood. But yeah, I went down there, going away brunch. One more funny thing.
Okay. Was the food good?
So here's the problem, people. Alexis Poitras cooked.
Absolutely.
Mama Poitras.
Uh-huh.
They were, they cooked, and we just kind of did the man thing and just
A little Kentucky party down there, didn't you?
football.
Yeah.
We just we're on a patio.
Was it? Sure, I didn't talk basketball.
We did talk some basketball too. Okay, so
Big Blue Marcus.
we did talk a lot of Calipari.
I bet.
But
Of course.
point being, fast forward, Steve.
Yeah.
It's okay, it's it's the OGs. You know what I'm saying? All the elders.
Sure.
Everybody coming around and send Jalen off, right? Bottom line, Steve, they can cook. I can cook better. I think.
I'm not going to scoff at that because I've saw some of your stuff.
Listen, but here's the problem. These are OG black women. You cannot compare your cooking. And I was sitting there. You know the meme where the guy has the veins busting out of his head,
Yeah.
right? And they're asking like, they're saying things like, this is gonna be the best fish you ever had. And I'm like, well, actually.
I mean, is it though?
Right.
Is it going to be the best fish I've ever had?
Listen, my hash brown casserole is going to be the best you ever had. I promise. It's good.
No, yeah. It's all right. It's good food. Yeah.
Right. So here's the thing. I was down there the entire time dying to say, yeah, I could probably.
Yeah. Hey, next time we'll just come to my crib.
Right.
Yeah.
Next time I'm coming down here. How about I do the cooking for everybody
Hey,
else?
welcome to, it's Marcus. Welcome to my crib. It's my living room, my kitchen.
Yeah, that's all I have. So
Got a bedroom back there.
look, there's not much. Look, got a couple chairs.
Marcus's space is more than enough.
And I just leave it at space. Point being, good luck, Jalen.
Yeah.
Thanks. We had a great party down in Clarksville. Blah blah blah. It was a good time. That's where I was.
Very cool.
That's why I wasn't responding to, and I did feel like a loser.
But good for Jalen. Good for you. Good to have some good time yesterday. I think that was cool. You didn't tell me you was going down there.
I didn't know.
I didn't know. I thought we let each other know.
I didn't know that to the very last minute. Okay, so where do we start today, Steve?
Well, I know. Okay, I know exactly where I want to start.
Bruce Koepka, go.
Oh God, Pat.
That was so natural.
Pat forgot what studio he's in. Here's the thing. I know exactly where I'm going to start.
I'm all ears.
Okay, and he's big, and he's strong, and he took his children out for
No.
an outing.
He took everybody's wives. That's what he took. He took everybody's wives and everybody's girlfriends.
Well, he can have them. Yeah.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, because he's taking everybody's wife out.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. How uncomfortable was the uprising of female attention? I almost turned into you, Steve, and turned into that guy.
Yeah.
You know what, guy? You do know he's a kid, right?
Yeah. I didn't like how he made me feel.
I was gonna be like hater of the year. All the women with the eyeball emojis and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's a child.
Yeah, you're looking at a child.
Yeah. I know.
Right.
I didn't like how, like I said, I didn't like how many times I looked at the picture. It's like, oh my God.
Aiden Gahan.
Oh, well, my gosh.
How funny was it that he used my picture?
He did. You cropped it and he used it. He was like, oh, okay. I like that. That dude, man. That's impressive. If you haven't saw the picture, obviously the guys went out this weekend, did some paintballing, some stuff. I don't know, team building crap.
Yeah, yes, Texter. He took your wife and everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
But don't take it personal.
No, we're all single. It's great today. But
I'll trade it for the championship.
Yes. No, absolutely. Yeah, I'm good. Hey.
Don't say that.
No, I'm fine. I already paid child support on one. I can do two. Give me another title. So I get very open when I'm start talking championships.
How does your wife not hate you, by the way? I just want to throw that out there.
Yes.
We all wonder the same thing.
Like, I love you, Steve. Like, you and I, we have this great relationship. But, man, if I said the stuff you say, my girlfriend would literally take my you know what and just, it'd be bye-bye.
Well, here's the beautiful thing, especially on Mondays. My wife works in the ER, so she's asleep. So she's not going to hear this really at all. And she doesn't. She supports me, but she doesn't exactly wake up and listen to the podcast.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm good. But you're right. And your logic should be correct. But for whatever reason.
Like you couldn't control yourself with the announcement. He can't control himself with
with Aiden.
Yeah.
Wear no shirt to go paintballing.
But you also didn't hear my wife go, Oh my God!
Oh,
Have you saw him?
You are justified now. You are 100%. Hey, that is one thing that gets under my skin.
Oh my gosh!
When they want to get mad at us if we look another way or do something like that, but they want to make a comment about another male, it's over. It's over.
I wish she only commented.
Patty. I was there.
Yeah,
I was there the day I met her for the first time.
Yeah,
it was the worst.
It was.
It was the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, it was legitimately. Who was it?
Josh Harvey Clemens.
Harvey Clemens.
Yeah.
He walked straight in front of us.
We're at football practice.
He had the belly shirt thing. It's like spring open practice.
And he's a good looking dude.
And listen, I'm telling you, she held back nothing.
Yeah.
She was just like, I mean, you would have thought we were in whatever the female version, Magic City, whatever it was. I mean, she was just like, oh my God, look at his body. Oh, look at his abs. And I was like, Charity? Right? I know. Like, you realize Steve is right here? And she was just like, and she didn't do I'm just kidding. It was, I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what kind of open relationship is this?
I know. And Marcus looked at me and I'm like, I mean, he's good. You know, he's good.
Does look good.
Hey, he's good.
Yeah, we're sitting there sizing him up like, yeah, can he actually hit somebody
and make a tackle? Yeah. So, but I think a lot of people, man. I mean, here's the thing. All jokes aside, and in the serious part of this conversation, he really looks the part.
Aiden.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when you see that, now I will say this. He's not standing right next to Steve.
Right.
You know, I mean.
That is a good point.
Yeah, like I mean, that picture was nice, but Steve Enoch is a specimen as well. I mean, when you see guys like that, Dwayne Sutton even. I mean, you see Dwayne in that picture. I mean, he looked pretty good size himself.
Right.
But I think is what it did do is it just confirms that there's a few of these guys are ready to go. I mean, there's a few of these guys are ready to play now.
Contribute at the very least.
And I brought up the point, and you know, I just feel like triggering them this morning. I think I'll do it.
I'm listening.
I was gonna wait. I was gonna take it easy, but I don't think I will. If Cal lands him, he's starting for Kentucky. That's Kentucky's starting center, and we're looking at him going.
Slow down, Steve.
I know.
You opened the can of worms.
I did. Are
we gonna rewind this conversation?
We can. But it was.
Hey, listen. I'll tell you what, people. This conversation. Call your Big Blue Nation fans, because they're gonna want to hear this conversation. Louisville fans, this is gonna get very, very uncomfortable. Take a quick commercial break. I think I'm gonna refill on my tea, and we are going to unleash. Middays with Marcus Maben, 8150, 93.9 is the number. On 939 The Ville.
Something on your mind? Hit us up on the UPS Jobs text line, 3831 939.
UPS is currently hiring package handlers for its preload operation. Earn $13 an hour and receive up to $250 in weekly attendance bonuses while working up to a career as a package car driver. In as little as 6 months, you could have an opportunity to connect with customers and build lasting relationships in the community. Future you looks good in brown. Apply now at upsjobs.com or text Brown to 33588. That's Brown to 33588.
Are you ready to sell your home? Well, there couldn't be a better time. Houses are going for top dollar and selling quickly. You need to call Jill Blessinger with Keller Williams. She has a team of professionals that will help you sell your home quickly and get the most for it. She is a professional home stager and photographer. And when you're ready to buy, she works with Becky Bleemore of Caliber Home Loans. She makes the loan process very simple. And if you mention you heard this on Middays with Marcus Maben or ESPN, your appraisal is absolutely free. So give Jill a call today at 502-773-0546. That's 502-773-0546. And let her help you today.
Big news from University of Louisville Athletics and Genesis Diamonds. Genesis is now the official jeweler of the Cardinals. That's right, Genesis Diamonds was just named official jeweler of the Louisville Cardinals. The beginning of a great partnership between two of the most loved, most trusted, and most exciting brands in all of Kentucky. Only Genesis meets the highest U of L standards with an impeccable reputation, quality products, cutting-edge customer service, and like the cards, a passion for winning. Cardinals fans looking to get engaged or celebrate any special moment always get the red carpet treatment at Genesis with the guaranteed best value and most generous warranties and guarantees in the industry. All of us at Genesis are proud to be associated with one of the most successful college athletic programs in America, and we are truly honored to be named the official jeweler of the Cardinals. Genesis Diamonds, Shelbyville Road Plaza, where Cardinals staff, coaches, and fans shop for jewelry.
Here's what you missed on The Drive with Mark Ennis.
Talking with Johan Bua, The Athletic. He covers the LA Clippers, who are now, like he said, your odds-on favorites to win the title next year. Talk about Montrez then and his role. He seems to really kind of settle in. Does this change his role as a player on that team now?
It's going to bring more visibility to Montrez.
With the house-made crust, signature sauces, specialty toppings, and chopped salads. Whether you're dining in with friends, getting together a study group, or becoming a future Cardinal, it's pizza in just 136 seconds. Enjoy Topped Cardinal Town, located at 323 West Cardinal Boulevard, right next to Qdoba. And you can enjoy busy schedule when you order online at toppedpizza.com. Plus, homemade appetizers and desserts, topped handcrafted pizza, and chopped salads.
This is Steve Rummage, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville.
Weekdays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville is broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services studio. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's midday with Marcus Maben. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. People, apologies for the long, dramatic tease setting up this part of the conversation, but I knew this part of the conversation was going to make everybody a little bit on edge. But sometimes the truth hurts. And Steve and myself, we spoke it to each other in such an emphatic fashion that I thought the people deserved it as soon as Steve brought it up. Because it was a subject that I wasn't going to bring up legitimately. I might have tossed it out there. But, you know, it's my opinion, but it became fact the more I thought about it.
Right.
So, Steve, that's the best setup I can give.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me add one more thing.
Okay.
This is the Aiden conversation, Aiden picture conversation, the Aiden photograph. You know, listen, 500, retweets and likes and on multiple social medias. It was a hot topic locally, right? It only takes a certain amount of time before something that has Louisville fans kind of giddy about, before those things hit the UL versus UK shade rooms, chat rooms. So now, at end of the day, you start getting the brushback. You start getting you started getting UK pushback fan, right? Where do you go from there?
Well, what do you mean as far as from pushback?
Okay, pushback fan says, well, he's done for going to the Loserville,
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Well, no.
And you made the statement, if he goes to Kentucky, he's your starting center right now.
Yeah. No. He starts for Kentucky.
And this is where you got giddy yesterday. You said, think about this, Marcus. People are writing off what I'm saying about UK basketball as me being hater Steve. But he was like, no. Ask UK fan. Do you think he would be your starting center right now had he chosen UK?
Yeah. And I think now, of course, you're going to have some that are just going to be like, no. Nick Richards better.
Right?
Nick Richards played, 2 minutes or 1 minute against Auburn?
Patty Ice.
This
is the uncomfortable statement of the year, people. What does that photograph turn into if Aiden Agahan plays for UK?
That turns into we have one of the best players in the country. That's what that turns into. We have our starting center. We have our I'm telling you right now, if BBN sees that picture,
and he's there.
I was literally just telling David this in the break that if BBN sees that picture, they explode, they're hype, and all of the unrealistic things that fans think of when they see a picture like that comes to life.
And you know what we have to do as Louisville fans? And again, look, Pat's an Indiana fan.
Right.
Okay? So, here's the thing. But
sadly.
I'm sorry about that. As Louisville fan, you know what we have to do? You have to eat it. Because he looks incredible. And you have to say, that is our...
You're saying if we're Louisville fan and we're watching Aiden Agahan, Mr. BBN, look, we got another one. That's what you said it.
Yeah.
We got the next new DeMarcus Cousins, and
Sure.
you'd be saying his name.
You'd be comparing him to Bam.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But you
That's
get my
exactly
point.
what it would be.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but you'll say he's a better version of Bam.
Yeah, you would. And I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying that would be what
that
you
would be
saying.
the narrative coming out of Kentucky.
Sure.
You know what also would be the narrative coming out of Kentucky? He'd be top 10 on draft boards.
Probably.
They would already
just by looks.
The Aiden Agahan, just by hype train. That's why we spoke so much on Dick Vitale last week. Steve?
Yeah.
Speaking of.
Yes.
Right after we had that conversation, what do you send me this weekend? Paraphrase.
It was back to, I'm trying to think of what it was, but it was another.
It was Dick Vitale tagging Calipari, tagging UK men's basketball, tagging local sports radio. The amount of talent that UK brings in, basically, why wouldn't any big man go to their school? You know, like he's actually rhetorically recruiting on Twitter and then like naming all the great players, you know, or retweeting articles with Kentucky's best player. And that's the conversation that we talked about last week.
Sure.
So again, Dick Vitale's tweeting about Aiden Gahan.
Oh yeah.
If he's there, you know what I'm saying?
No, I think so. Yeah.
We
100%.
made an uncomfortable joke. We made an uncomfortable joke, and please, like, don't let this get back to him. But we like, boy, you know how much hype you missed.
Be starting. Right? Yeah. No, absolutely.
So,
I mean, the reason we made
but
the
now
joke,
you're here winning championship instead of just starting him.
Well, that's probably true, but the reason we made the joke is I don't think he starts here.
Right.
So I mean, that was kind of it was a joke, but it's like, yeah, but I mean, we're a good team.
We have that's how good your roster is.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, and look, could he earn his way into a starting job? Sure.
Yeah.
Like, I totally don't. I don't think that's crazy to think either. I think right now you have him out. It's one of those things where it's just another realization of, again, and of course,
and this is an honest conversation. This is not snarkiness. There's no ha to this one.
Right.
We're just saying you would have to admit, like we've seen, like are you saying Sestina beats him out? You know, are you saying the guy you're looking to reclassify to join the team, does he start over Aiden?
Right.
Like, I don't think so.
See, and here's I use Kentucky roster comparison a lot, of course, because we're here.
Right.
But the point is when I'm looking at this roster, I'm saying you look across the country. And when I'm trying to build how good can they be, I'm saying, well, you know, Michigan State's, you got Cassius Winston. You know, Michigan State's probably the best roster outside, you know, or in the tier where we are. I look at Kansas and I say, oh, Kansas. I mean, you got it. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but you get the point. This is what I'm doing. So I do it with Kentucky as well. And the more you look, the more you're realizing the roster is good, if not better, than anybody in the country.
You want to call out a few of those Rothstein tweets and things that have come out this morning?
Oh, yes, I would love to. Would you like me to read my responses to them too? That I tweeted.
No, those are probably not made for radio.
Okay. Let me see. Let me find it real quick. This morning, John Rothstein, who's from CBS, was kind of doing
randomly
doing a little bit of his ACC rundown because lately he's been doing kind of picking different conferences. You know, his ACC preseason power rankings. He has Louisville number 1, Duke 2, Carolina 3, Virginia 4. His ACC first team preseason, he has Cole Anthony, Trey Jones, Jordan Wara,
of course,
Diakite, and Vernon Carey. So Louisville has shown up on both of those lists. His ACC preseason player of the year, Jordan Wara. Let's see. He has an ACC preseason sleeper. He has Georgia Tech on there. So just to say I'm not reading all the Louisville ones.
Right.
His 15 impact freshmen for this year in no order. Sam and Aiden make the list.
Start over. Say that again.
His 15 impact freshmen, which means guys that are going to do something. You know, he has Sam and Aiden on the list. Of course, with 15 guys. His let me see. His 10 ACC under the radar freshmen. He has David Johnson and Josh Nickelberry on there. So they've made that list.
So you have 4 freshmen making his list.
His 10 impact transfers. First name is Fresh Kimball. His 5 under the radar transfers is nobody from Louisville. I think they only have 1 transfer. So
right.
He has 10 breakout ACC players. Nobody from Louisville. I don't know that anybody would classify. I don't know that Louisville. Darius is one. I'm kind of surprised maybe didn't make that list, but he would really be the only candidate Would you agree that maybe on that?
You're the only guy that's played but can have like a big jump.
Yeah. So and that pretty much concludes
Because
it.
The point is, it wouldn't surprise you if Steven Enoch dominated.
Yeah, that's not a breakout.
That wouldn't be a breakout.
No, Darius for me would be the only guy that would fall under the breakout category. Because freshmen, you do a freshman breakout category. You know, you don't.
Like most improved, you don't do freshmen. Yeah.
Yeah. So Darius wasn't on that list. So that is one. But we've heard a lot about him. But I mean, that's a CBS. That's the head CBS guy. And when he puts out a list like that of the ACC, you're basically on everyone. And it's different guys. It wasn't like, well, yeah, we're on almost everyone, but it's because they found different ways to put Jordan. Yeah. So it was. I mean, you on those lists, you found Fresh Kimball. You found Jordan Wara. You found Sam. Aiden.
They couldn't even put Aiden on the sleeper freshman.
No, they put him on
impact.
Yeah, no, they put him on.
He will be though.
See, well, they put him on an impact transfer.
Texter, good try, but I disagree. Sutton was the best player on the team for half the year.
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
if you can't see that, you're out of your damn mind.
he can't be breakout player, right?
He cannot be a breakout player because you saw what he was capable of halfway through the year.
Yep.
Yeah.
How many times have we had the conversation about guys like CC and Dwayne Sutton stepping up in games, and without him, they'd be a terrible basketball team? Like, how many times was that take brought up?
Oh, a ton.
You can't sit there. You can't sit there and say Dwayne. You can't sit there and be negative towards Dwayne Sutton if that's the take that people are agreeing with. It can't be both ways. It's one way or the other. Either Dwayne Sutton's an impact player in the past, or he never was one. Like it's that simple.
Okay, so I need to read this out loud. You normally don't like me to bring attention to it, but a texter on the Made for the Ville says he wasn't even Cal's top target, but he'd be the starting center. SMH, LOL. Is that somebody saying they disagree with me?
Okay, then why did let's think about this. Why did Cal find the need to go after so many bigs in the? I'm not saying he went after a ton of guys, but since then they made it key that they wanted another big. I mean, like it seemed like it was Kerry Blackshear or bust.
Well, what?
And I understand he's the exception.
We're going back to
James Wiseman.
Oh, that's a good point.
I'm going back. Like what top target? Okay, I agree. Yeah, Aiden probably wasn't the top target. I'm fine with that. But what top target did he land? Wiseman. Kerry? I mean, you want me to keep going down the list?
Blackshear, Aiden,
yeah, I mean, do you want me to go down the list of centers that he didn't get? So Sestina was the top target because that's the only big he brought in.
That's a grad transfer.
So you're telling me Nate Sestina was his guy?
See, yeah, and here's the thing. I didn't even want this to turn into you suck conversation, but respect that was a big yet, and it was a head-to-head get, in my opinion. Because when Aiden was down to the kind of the decision making time, and we saw Cal pop up in the living room, we had that feeling. Yeah, but you still like, I don't know, man. This dude's a little different.
Right. No, well, see, and that's what I'm saying, man. You're telling me that he didn't want. And again, I agree with you. I'm trying not to dive into the but I mean. You can't tell me that he didn't want Aiden Gahan. And if Aiden Gahan was there, Aiden Gahan wouldn't start right now. I mean,
and there's a difference between starting and having the hype conversation.
Yeah.
His hype would be bigger than his actual, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You'd be hyping him more than Reed Travis got.
Yes.
I don't know. Do you think so?
I mean,
Reed Travis, Player of the Year.
Yeah. I mean, Reed Travis was Pac-12 Player of the Year. I mean, like there's more justifiable hype than with anybody.
Justifiable. They were excited about Reed Travis, right?
Sure.
And the unknown was like, or the justifiable. I'm saying with the Aiden, you don't even know what the ceiling is like. So
yeah,
it's like when we talk about the pros going after the guy you don't know versus the guy you do know.
Right.
Because we had tape of Reed Travis, you know what I'm saying? And we're kind of like, yeah, he dunks, but he doesn't really get vertical. Like,
yeah.
You know, we knew he had good fundamentals, but we were kind of like, I don't know if that's, if that's the game changer and this is like
Right.
us being honest conversation. Like Reed Travis is not the one that scares me. You know what I'm saying? Like these other players can play. So yeah. The only point being with that is roster wise, Aiden is going to contribute, but hype wise, if he gets the nation hype train going, you know what I'm saying? At UK, he's definitely in a mock draft.
Yeah, no, I would agree.
At a high place.
And I think you look at the bigs and you're like, no, he would probably be the starting big man. I mean, he would start at center.
He'd already be on the preseason
and
start
I think
list.
that's a conversation, because the reason that's a conversation is Kentucky is, by all rankings so far, a top 5 team. And if we're saying, okay, let's compare, we're a top 5 team, let's compare ourselves to the rest of the top 5. If you say, look, we have a dude that would probably start for this top 5 team, that's not going to start for us. As of now, we'll see what happens.
He has a much tougher climb.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Like that's a big deal. I mean, if for your team, if you're a team that's trying to go to Atlanta and try to go to a Final Four and trying to win a national championship, when you compare that to other rosters, I'm sorry, I think it's big.
Speaking of big deals, everybody knows that I like to comb through the internet. I like to comb through the articles. There's always a big change going on in the world of college sports. And it happens on these Friday evenings and these Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
And it's always up to me to grab your attention on Monday morning, shake you, and say, oh my God, will y'all please look at what's going on? What just happened right under your nose? This is crazy. We're going to talk about it.
I'm excited.
Second hour, middays with Marcus Maben. As always, 8150, 93.9 is the number, 3831. 93.9 is the text line. Made for the Ville YouTube channel, 93.9 the Ville.
and a rewarding career outdoors, Bosch Lawn Care has an opportunity for you. Call us now to schedule an interview at 833-243-8288 or visit us online at BoschLawnCare.com. That's BAISCH LawnCare.com. Professional, affordable Bosch Lawn Care.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville.
Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville is broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services studio. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben, 8150. 939 is the number. 939 is the station.
I have a question for you.
I got an answer.
Before you get into some of this. Did you ever have the wrestling ice cream?
Is that like code word for something?
Oh, the WWE ice cream off the ice cream truck.
Hey, Marcus, did you ever have cocaine?
Right?
Is that what you're asking, Steve?
Is this is this some kind of lingo that I don't
No. I saw there was a thing going around, and it was like old ice cream truck, and it was like pick your go-to, and people were like, oh, I was number 1, number 5, whatever. And they had the WWE ice cream. It was the one, it had the hard chocolate back, had vanilla ice cream, and it had like cookie top, and it would have like a wrestler on it on the front. You never had those.
Negative.
They're the best. They were the best. They were the best.
Where is this? Where does this come from?
I just happened to see it.
Is this a Shepherdsville thing?
No, it's a world thing, dude. It's the WWE ice creams, the old ice cream bars, man. Somebody, look. Well, I guess they were WWF ice cream bars at the time.
Steve,
look, dude.
38, 31, 939. We gotta see these damn ice creams.
There was never an ice cream of wrestlers,
dude.
It's not true.
Yes, there were. And they were amazing.
That's photoshopped.
No, it's not. It's not. That's the real thing, man. And you didn't know which wrestler you would get. You were like, oh, no, that's dope. Like, come on, man. Somebody.
Sorry.
Whatever. They were awesome. I just saw
Pat text says, Pat went 0 to cocaine real quick.
Just like boom. Sorry, I didn't mean. I saw the little, as we were coming on the air, I saw the little meme or the thing that had the old ice cream truck, and it was like, oh yeah, and that was one of them. They were like my favorite.
You can send me that picture.
I can't believe nobody's had this.
That is kind of cool. I'm looking at the picture right now on intern Davis's phone.
Yeah,
and it's David Hinder, by the way, not intern Davis. I like to call him Davis because we have like 90 nicknames for him.
His name is Hammer.
Hammer.
We call him Hammer.
Who calls you Davis? Cooper does. All right, that's not this show. So back to this show.
Wait a minute, his name's not Davis.
It's David.
David.
Yes, with a D. Like my middle name is Patrick David, not Davis.
Okay.
Did you give him the Did you give him the talk about names?
Who?
David. Did you give him that original radio talk? Like, hey, dude, don't make them speak your name properly.
That's what
y'all gave me that talk a long time ago.
I know that's what we've been doing with him all along, though. Like we said, we're not going to let him be tainted. Like that's been the whole point of this, because when interns come in, there are people here that sink their claws in, and then all of a sudden now, give it time. They'll come in loving the cards, and then they'll all of a sudden like, well, I don't know how good they are, and then the next thing you know, it's
Hey, Marcus, Minnesota, but you can't. You don't want to play them again.
I know. I'm like, aren't you a Louisville fan? Like, what happened?
That was a great. Oh, I'm just telling you right now, that was a great Steve Urkel impression. I know that wasn't what he was going for
I know.
right there.
That's
Did
how-
I do that?
But
That's how I
that's how
feel.
everybody sounds to me when they come in with snarky conversations about
know.
losing to Minnesota.
I know. That's what I.
Everybody's voice, and that's how I process it.
Yeah.
But okay, let's get back to it.
Jeez.
Heading into break, people.
Okay.
This can be. I won't take you down any path, good, bad, or indifferent. But it should garner attention. Comb through little articles, especially people like. To me, Friday is the time you need to pay attention.
Sure.
Saturday mornings, is when you should pay attention to news stories breaking. They sneak them under Yahoo Sports. There's Pat 40s. They do a good job of bringing the stories to you immediately, even though they're unwillingly cooperating in the news dump, right?
Right.
So, Steve, we'll just start it like this. If I told you there was a popular lawyer who was going to become the head investigator of the newly formed commission, on college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
If I told you there was a new hire who was a popular lawyer, would you say that that's news?
Well, yeah. I mean, I would think so.
I mean, every time something happens with that, because everybody's been waiting to see what is this new commission? What is it going to look like? Who's manning it? What's going on?
Yes.
So, people, I'm going to read almost verbatim. I will mumble through the stuff that's not very relevant. Here's the thing. Attorney Tom Mars is his name, who emerged recently as a powerful force in college sports, will now become the investigator for the NCAA's new complex case unit. What about that name?
Yeah.
The complex case unit.
That sounds important.
It does, right?
Yeah.
Which is scheduled to come into being next month. The commission that was recommended by the Condoleezza Rice. It's an enforcement staff tasked to handle the more complicated, large-scale investigations of potential NCAA rules violations. Now, this is coming into play next month. Do you think this lawyer has already been working these cases?
No. Well, no. I mean, not. Is he? If he hasn't been hired, then no.
It's in the process. Okay, so
yeah. No, I think.
So you don't think there's like a soft opening to this?
No, I think it'd be tough. I think it'd be tough to do.
Okay, so moving forward, for people who don't know who Mars is,
okay,
do you remember, Steve, the drama in 2017 where the University of Mississippi and Coach Houston Nutt were in a nasty, struggle from a breach of contract? Well, Tom Mars is the lawyer who became a part of that. Here's the thing, people. Mars came into prominence in college sports world in 2017 when he sued the University of Mississippi on behalf of former Rebels coach Houston Nutt, alleging breach of contract. That suit ultimately led to the downfall of successor at Ole Miss, Hugh Freeze. It was because the new guy they brought in, Hugh Freeze, he dug up the dirt on Hugh Freeze to say, you're gonna have to pay my guy, right?
Yep.
So this guy is like, he was like the Avenatti before Avenatti of college college
I remember
football.
when that story broke.
Here's where it gets even a little more interesting. After Mars continued to spread his influence in college football by taking up the cause of immediate eligibility waivers. Now, we have been talking about these transfers and these laws, immediate waivers for high-profile transfers like quarterbacks Shea Patterson, who went from Ole Miss to Michigan.
Yeah.
Became eligible right away, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Justin Fields, who went from Georgia to Ohio State. 6 former Rebels enlisted Mars to make their transfer waiver. So this dude has been basically working the NCAA, right?
Yeah.
Exposing their flaws in the system,
right,
on behalf of his clients and transfers for immediate eligibility. He's been working it, right? So the NCAA snatches him up and puts him on their team.
Yeah. Yeah. But here's one thing I actually like about this one. It sounds like his mind is wired to the player. I mean, now I know lawyers have a nice way of just
whoever I'm working for
is who I'm but it does sound like that he is, majority of the cases he has taken has said what's fair for the players involved.
Do we not care because we don't have anything to hide anymore?
Well, I mean, that's a little bit of it. Yeah, I mean that's partial. I mean, you know what,
and you know what I mean by we don't have anything to hide anymore. You know, like you're not worried about any investigators on.
What we have is what's already known.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's no secret thing. It's not going to say, well, then they hired Mac and Mac turned around and was doing something. Like, no, we know that this is not an issue that we're worried about anymore, and we know that pretty much know what the consequence or lack thereof could be. So
6 former Rebels enlisted Mars to make their transfer waiver request and gained immediate eligibility to play last season.
Yeah. I mean, he was putting in work.
Recently, however, Mars told reporters he was getting out of the waiver appeal business. Now we know why.
Yeah.
That's what makes me say he's been working already. He's been working.
You could sell me on it.
What? But so your last thought about this is that it's not a huge deal.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think that, of course, you go hire somebody who.
I mean, it's only 2019. That means he was a problem.
Oh yeah.
That means he was a problem for the NCAA, and they immediately put him under the wing.
Well, but my thing would be, why would I not hire him? Why would I not hire him?
The private sector usually pays more, though, right?
No, well, not if no. Yeah, usually, but not if you're kicking the tail of a corporation. I mean, so you're like, well, no, we'll pay you. What are you making there? All right, we'll triple it. Just get out of
it's
it.
like,
because we'll gain that money from what we're losing from being in battles with you.
Yeah, like district attorneys end up going into the private sector. This guy's going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
How much money?
Oh yeah.
Are they paying him to leave the private sector, Steve?
To just get him off the. To just get him out of out of there. I mean,
is that what it looks like to you?
Yeah, but I actually don't have a problem with that. I mean, I think it's what you do, right?
It looks diabolical to me.
I mean, it probably is, but it's still what you do. I mean, we dominate and we get calls. I mean, like, yeah, it happens. Like that's what you do. I mean.
You just go get the competition.
Well, yeah, you go get the competition. I mean, look at the NBA right now. I mean, it's looking everywhere. So I don't have a problem with it. My thing always goes to, okay, when I see a story like that, I say, how does that affect Louisville? And I'm not sure this one does, and in a negative way. So if it doesn't, and I'm selfishly saying everything you're saying is 100% right, but I just don't care
because that's capitalism.
Yeah, because and I don't care though, because I say, well, yeah, but does this going to affect Louisville in a negative way? And if I don't think it's going to, then it's not an issue I care about. Or I don't want to say not care about, but it needs to be talked about. But not one that.
Okay, yeah, that's fine too. Like I said, I wasn't going to bring anybody down that road in particular. Like I said, my antennas always go up though, because it's like, who is this dude? he is going to be affecting the rule changes moving forward in the NCAA. And I want to know, what is your quote unquote political affiliation? Like, who are you? You know, how? What angle are you going to be ruling college basketball through?
Do you like Louisville?
Just period. Do you hate Louisville?
Do you like or hate Louisville?
So, quick. I want to say a transition.
Okay.
A transition to. I think as we're getting closer and closer to football season, we're falling victim to that same thing.
Okay.
We always make this joke, Steve. Of course, when we get closer to the season, maybe our attitudes change a little bit, and people don't understand how natural it is, though.
Sure.
Right? So we had a problem from yesterday night to this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm clipping up videos and sending them to you at night.
Yes.
And then I'm waking up in the morning and I'm watching the replays and I'm now watching the full games.
Yes.
This morning, I decided that, okay, I want you to argue with me. Not argue with me. Tell me what you feel about the statements I'm going to make.
Okay.
Because people are going to roll their eyes. But I'm glad we have YouTube channels so they can see how dead serious I am when I say this. Juwan Pass can play some quarterback.
Okay.
2, we had the line to run the ball last year.
Okay.
Bobby made a conscious decision to continue to keep on passing even when they were productive running the ball.
Okay.
You're going to win 6 at least.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I do think,
like, I'm watching last year. Juwan Pass is the starting quarterback of the team.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I thought that last year. I mean, again, I've said, the funny stat is, it's like, he threw for more yards than Terry Wilson did. Like, he obviously struggled.
He struggled.
But again, I've said all along, and I've said this since last year, I think he was pulled entirely too quick.
You got to go back and watch these games, people. Right?
Yeah.
You really have to go back and watch them. I know it's hard. Oh, it's just such a horrible. No, go back and watch them and watch how they start to spiral. Right?
Yes.
They spiral from a lack of discipline here, there. But you know how it happens, like the coaches always say, that's the one play. We always talked about it with Bobby. He's designing a play for, you only score 3-4 touchdowns a game.
Right.
In an average game, there's what? 17 points? 17 to 24 points in an average game. So we're talking 4 big plays.
Yeah.
4 lapses in judgment.
Right.
And that's 28 points, right?
Sure.
If you have some undisciplined spots. So I'm watching that, and I watch Hassan Hall break for 12, right? Off tackle, break for 12. Easy, right?
Yeah.
Watch the next play. The very next play, the defense, not in any, that he runs it back to back the same way.
Yeah.
I'm watching it. I see the off tackle 8 yards, right? Look at the next play. Just run it again. You saw them like really. It goes back to Pops Fitzpatrick point.
Yeah.
You got to keep your defense off the field.
Sure.
They're not playing good defense. You got to keep them off the field.
Well, of all the things you said there, the number one thing I think you can go back to, and again, this goes back to the deeper issue in which, so you almost have to go back and say, I don't even know if it's stubborn, because the problem is, do you know what we always screamed about Bobby? The irony of this? And Bobby, his first, it was. So
he always told you he came from a running background or something.
And he did. Bobby's goal was to get a lead and then run the football. Like that's what he would do. That's how you'd win games. You can't beat me if I'm up 10 points in the fourth quarter if I keep the ball for 10 minutes. So, you remember his first game back here with the second time around. You get a little lead on Miami and then you bludgeoned them for a whole fourth quarter with Dominic Brown. And then oddly enough, Dominic Brown never played again. So it was I don't know what happened there, but to your point, last year it was very much so where you would just throw the ball. There's not really a need to throw the ball. What are we doing? You drop back. It was like we can somewhat run the football against a lot of these teams.
I watched it.
Maybe not against Clemson. Maybe not against some of the teams.
Right.
But you said Wake Forest, and we were. You go back and watch the game. We looked
and here's
early. You looked productive.
Here's the thing: when you talk about how bad Louisville was, one of the first references you make, oh I mean, God, they lost to Wake Forest by 25.
Right.
And you go back and look at it, and it's just like that wasn't a 25-point separate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it just.
But by that point, nobody cared.
Yep.
It was like, what did Louisville lose by this week? 25?
Yeah. Because here's the thing. I watch it. They run this off tackle play, right? The very next play, people. I challenge you to go look at these things. Very next play, he runs some big hook sweeping reverse with Marcus Raleigh.
Yeah.
Marcus Raleigh, it was a dead play from the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. And it was right off of coming off a big run, a regular run, right? Yeah. Marcus Raleigh, it was right after Colburn had the long touchdown.
Yeah.
Riley.
Of course, that kid's played like his hair's on fire every time he plays us, though. Even though nothing.
That was us. That was more us than him.
Oh no, I'm not taking nothing away from. I'm saying though, he come into those Louisville games, and you could tell.
Yeah,
he's
like I said, I just
like he was harder to tackle against Louisville than he was against anybody.
I do get that.
But yeah, you're right.
But it's just like I forgot how not bad you looked in a lot of plays.
Yeah,
because like you said, the final result had everybody saying that was the worst team I ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. But you don't remember the 30 plays that gained 20 yards or, you know, you don't remember how many on-point passes Juwan made. Like in our minds, we just bad news bears everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a one touchdown game or something, or, Marcus Raleigh fumbles, ball pops up straight in the air, it picks up hand scoop, score, mm-hmm. by a boogie or something. And you're just like, first of all, you should, you got Q.
Yeah,
he can't fumble that, but you could just see all the areas where just lack of discipline plays.
Sure,
that those onside things that we try to say it's a problem, but can it be fixed?
Yeah, well, and yes. I mean, the one thing I'm going back the thing again when I started this conversation off with, the reason you almost have to go back to prove why you feel like you're okay this year.
Right.
Okay is a relative term, but I mean is. All the issues were very fixable. They were very just discipline thing. Something along the lines of
the false starts. I mean,
false starts. Like you said, getting a little too cute. The play calling, which should be fixed or not fixed, whatever. But it's going to be completely different.
Right.
So
watching those linebackers just stare at the quarterback, like just.
Yeah.
Basic 8th grade linebacker play. Keep your eyes out of the backfield. Keep your eyes on your keys. This center, this guard, this tackle. You could see the linebackers just jumping way out of their lanes.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's basic discipline. Like, what are you doing? So, yeah, I saw that, and I'm just like, I've already started with this should be a 500 season.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I'm watching Last Chance U right now, and I know the story of the season already, and because, kind of you just keep up with them throughout the year because it was last season. So I know things don't go the way they planned it to go. So I'm watching this, and I'm saying, okay, I want to see what goes wrong because they're stupid talent.
Right.
And they have the #1 junior college player in the country that may start at Georgia at defensive end this year. On that defense, and
on the season,
okay. And everybody's talking, and I'm bringing this to Louisville, but everybody's talking about the defense. The defense is going to be just animals and stuff. Well, by game 2, I mean it's very clear that like people are running through the defense. Like, what is it? And I'm saying, okay, new defensive coordinator, and you're looking and little. My whole point with that is little things, just as far as maybe
spiral.
a little team disarray with coach wise.
Yep.
And this kind of gives you an inside look.
And this plays out on Last Chance to Do right in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
How a team full of uber talented people can go out there and get smashed.
Absolutely. And you say, okay, there's obviously starting to be a little disconnect with the coach. There's a new defensive coordinator that isn't exactly, and I'm only on episode 4, so I don't know how it ends up for him, but I'm looking at him and he's very like, hey guys, come on, hey, we gotta get back out there. And I'm like, that's not defensive coordinator.
That doesn't work.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're starting, the more you're looking at that, I'm saying, man, these guys are crazy talented,
right?
And they're just getting blocked and they're getting picked off, and they're I'm saying picked off, like and blocking, but in the teams are running through them, and I'm saying, okay, so extremely talented guys. Yeah, spoiler. I know. I'm trying not to. I know some people actually don't know what happened, but so season don't go as they plan. Leave it at that. So, but you say, okay, so can Louisville? I said this on Friday. Louisville has 4 Under Armour All-Americans on defense right now, coming out of high school. So can guys really actually be talented and still get busted up? I think your answer is absolutely yes. So,
and you, like I said, and don't use Louisville as an example. Use somebody that you can watch and see it. With your own 2 eyes. Last commercial break. Middays with Marcus Maben, 8150. 939 is the number. 939 the Ville.
Something on your mind? Hit us up on the UPS Jobs text line.
Did you guys?
Plus new shakes, including birthday cake, the famous Courtney's Cookie, and yellow M&M shakes. 2 area locations, 221 South Hurstman Parkway and Old Brownsboro Crossing. Mention ESPN, you'll get a large build-your-own Witch for just $6.80. Order online or download the new app. Witch, superior sandwiches.
Hi, this is Scott Davenport. I'm the head basketball coach at Bellarmine University, and I want to invite you to join me every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. on 93.9 The Ville, talking sports. All sports, all
Gotcha.
football, basketball, baseball, thoroughbred racing, golf, you name it, everything's on the table. This show is about you and your opinion. I may not agree with it, but I will respect it.
Monday evenings from 7 to 8 on 93.9 The Ville. Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville is broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services studio. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben, 8150. 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. Steve, have you sent any, or have you received any shout out food reads, food drops from our very own Phil Baker that you got to check on?
No, not today. I don't think everybody today is out at the golf course. So for Bob's event. Yeah, so I don't think we have any coming into the studio today.
Not anything in the studio today, but apparently Mel and Tony's took care of our friends at the Kentucky and Friends of V last night.
Okay, so that's a good shout out. So basically, we are left to fend for ourselves.
We are, yes.
For today's, events. I can handle that, but here's the thing. I've been under the weather, and I'm going to have to turn to like super healthy vegetable soup guy for like the next 3 days. And that's going to suck.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. Yeah, so I don't do it. I only do potato soup.
Veggies, no ranch.
Okay. I like that.
He's gonna have to.
The authority.
I was doing the let's clean up all our sponsors, and one more awesome sponsor that I must give our huge shout out to. HexHeadArt.com. People, Steve and I just spent the last 90 minutes of a show explaining to you how the national sports writers from CBS are saying you have either the number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5th best college basketball team, roster head to toe, in America.
Yeah.
If you are not smart enough to go get your metal artwork from HexHeadArt.com and put it in your restaurant, put it in your business, whatever small business, put it in your man cave, because here's the thing. You're going to spend an entire year taking selfies in your Louisville Cardinal gear. You're going to want something in the background that just shows how awesome you are and how pumped you are about this team. Honestly, Steve.
Yes.
How many selfies get taken in your Cardinal gear when you're watching the game? Or how many selfies do you see show up on social media feeling good about my cards, ready to rep my cards?
All kinds of them. Yeah. No, a ton. And especially, if you have something, the thing about the Hex Head art is those things, man, they go up on the wall. They go up and they kind of give you they can give your place a selfie spot or a picture spot.
Yep.
I always say selfie, but like a picture,
a background
spot
where
people's like, man, you got to go to Rummage's house.
Like some people use bookcases as their, as their spot. And
that's you. Yeah, that's you. So before we say some people,
it's the best lighted place in my house. But yeah, HexHeadArt.com. Try it. Go visit the site. Even listen. all jokes aside, UK is supposed to have a good team.
Mm-hmm.
They do have their UK stuff as well.
They got everything. Yeah,
I'm contractually obligated to tell you. I'm not contractually obligated to like say it with as much intensity, right?
But it's there.
But it's there.
It's there.
And it's a lot of like city artwork. Just people like they're just rep the city overall, rep the state.
Well, one of my favorite things actually there that I may have to hit them up for at some point is they have one of the skyline, the Louisville skyline. Like, I mean, and it's awesome. I mean, and you don't even have to be necessarily the Louisville fan so much. I mean, you probably want to be to have it, but to have it up there. So no, it's really it's incredible, man.
Louisville's doing like I said, Louisville has always. They did a good job when they built it, taking advantage of the skyline, the sight line.
Yeah, I know. They absolutely did.
On campus, that's probably the most underappreciated thing. Speaking of, Steve, you sent me a picture and you said the stadium got a facelift. What was that all about?
The stadium did get a facelift, didn't it?
Tell me about it.
They put up the new. If you haven't been through here, you haven't saw the
Floyd
stadium
Street.
yet. Yeah, around Cardinal Stadium. It was they took down the old banners and put up some new ones, and they look good.
What does it say on it?
Welcome to the Ville.
Welcome to the yeah. I saw.
Yeah, not really menacing. Just
right. I saw it, but I the letters were kind of.
But even the smaller rectangular one on the other side. I mean, the Cardinal Stadium's getting the lift. It's starting to. You're like, all right, Monday night, Labor Day.
Speaking of Labor Day, Monday night, have you backed down on your Notre Dame attendance talk? Because here's the thing, I listened to a little bit of Drew Diener this morning. He had on Patty Ice. Did you catch the name of the guy that was on the Diener show? He worked for. Yeah.
Oh, the Notre Dame beat writer for the Athletic.
Okay, that's who it was.
If you hadn't have asked me,
it's fine. Notre Dame beat writer, Athletic.
Yep.
Kind of the conversation came up on basically if you're anywhere from around here, this will be your only chance to catch a Notre Dame game.
Right.
I was listening and I kind of nodded my head.
Yeah.
It goes against really what I was saying, you know what I'm saying? Because I was still under
Pete Sampson.
Optimistically. Is it being optimistically? But I think there's a rabid fan base to get this thing started.
Well, Notre Dame's going to bring fans. I mean, that's fine. Nobody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they have a national. They have a Catholic national fan base.
Okay, what I'm asking is, how much does last year's record hurt the attendance on the Louisville side? Because I kind of am still under contention that. The fan base is re-energized.
See, I think new coach and opening game, man. It's the first game, and college football is the best open of anything because of.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I can see how my argument can be picked apart though, because they can say, it's it's team coming up.
But I don't. When is it happened?
It's a Labor Day game.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things.
To me, that's event time.
Yes, I think this is going to be advertised as an event. It's going to be on national television for sure. I mean, this is going to be labeled as an event. Everybody in the city is going to want to go to it. I mean, I think the football we've seen already, and with the new regimen, how much social media has impacted Louisville, especially with events. I think that's something that they're really big on, and I just think they're going to do everything they can to make sure it's a sellout. And they're going to do whatever it takes to make it a sellout. That they're going to be good. More or less a hype that people are excited for what may be or what could become great in the future.
For something different.
Exactly.
Yeah,
okay, so people are. So it's not the football. It's the event that fills it in.
No, I think it's a little both. I mean,
it's a changing of the tides.
Yeah. I mean, and of course it is. It is. I mean, it is a Monday night game on national TV. You're the only football game on that night. I mean, you're getting the Monday night football slot on ESPN or ABC. It's one of the two, ESPN or ABC.
I get on my nerves.
Yeah.
I just get on my nerves.
Yeah.
Cause
that's fair.
Because then I say, what if they look good?
Yeah. I mean, what if they do?
That's the biggest fear.
That's what
I know. I know.
I mean, Steve, you and I have talked about this, and I've had this conversation with a lot of people who dissect the hell out of football, and a lot of people think that Notre Dame is going to kind of have a conservative approach. And if that's the case, this thing could be a little bit closer than what people think. I mean, that's a conversation for a later day. But I'm just telling you, I'm one of the ones that thinks, hey, maybe that first half is a little bit closer than what people expect. You know, I feel like that's not a crazy thought process to have. I feel like that's not a crazy hypothetical way to approach that game.
See, and I tend to agree because I keep pulling back. Am I saying they're going to win? No.
Same here.
Do I think that they can hang longer than people think? Yeah, because
maybe for a little bit. We'll see.
Okay, so snarky guy said, hey, you thought they were Alabama.
Okay, fair enough, but it's Alabama.
Notre Dame's not Alabama.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, like Alabama. You thought that. But in the back of your mind, you're like, yeah.
You thought in the best case.
You're a complete liar.
Who?
Just whoever came from the future. Mm-hmm. It just was like, at this point last year, if somebody was like, hey, I'm Steve from Labor Day weekend. Y'all just beat Alabama. I'd be like, shut up. I know you're fooling with me. If you come back and said, they actually beat Notre Dame, I'd be like, well, I'm really shocked, but I mean.
But is that a Steve?
Notre Dame's taking a few steps back.
Is that a Steve who saw the Notre Dame game in Notre Dame?
Well, yeah, but no, it's all. Well, no, that would be from the past. I would know Steve from the past.
That's what I mean. Don't do that. Don't do that. What I'm asking you is, you still know the history of beating Notre Dame.
Well, yeah, I mean, you beat Notre Dame, but no, it's also, I mean, a few things. No, I don't. I mean, you look at the list. People say who's going to take the biggest step back. Notre Dame was number one on that list.
Wait, repeat that.
The list of teams that weren't going to be as good as people think they're going to be. Uh-huh. Now, of course, Kentucky's on the list, but Notre Dame was on that list. I mean, so yeah, they're going to take a little step back, and they play Georgia. They play Georgia. In 2 weeks, like after they play Louisville. I mean, in a game where people's going to be hyping up.
Don't they play like Louisville, then Virginia, then Georgia?
Yeah, it's something.
Or I think they play Virginia after Georgia.
Yeah, it's something. They have 2 games that would be looked at as they should be 2-0 going into the Georgia game. So, I mean, yeah, no, I think Louisville can come out and play.
Think they got to play Virginia next.
It could be.
Patty Ice, what's that Notre Dame schedule? I mean, we shouldn't really go too far into this, but the reason I'm asking is because I want to know what are the chances of letdown, eyeballing,
You know, it's funny you say that because I was actually dissecting it piece by piece earlier.
Okay.
And right now they've got Louisville first, and they've got New Mexico.
All right.
And after that, they've got Georgia week 3.
That's what I was saying.
Then they've got Virginia. Yep. That's going to be a tough test.
Yep. Yeah.
That's going to be a tough test. And they've got Bowling Green.
Yeah.
Then after that, you've got USC. Who knows?
Yeah.
And then you've got Michigan. That's going to be a tough test. And I mean, what do you guys think of Michigan?
Well, Michigan. I think Michigan is
Juwan Howard's going to do a great job.
Juwan Howard. No, I think Michigan is the only team outside of the top dogs.
Where's he going?
Do what?
Where's he going?
Who?
Where's Hammer going? What is he doing right now?
I don't know. The other show needs him. He's
Hammer. We need your help. You see what just happened, people. You see what just happened, people. Get in here. You see what just happened? People, Patty Ice is breaking down Notre Dame. Steve is sitting here talking. All of a sudden, I see our hands-off intern Hammer, shooting down the hall to go to the other station.
Sad.
Was I out of line for just telling him, even though we didn't need him for anything?
He's like, what? What do I need to do?
He has a role, and it has now been defined. That's his role. When Marcus Maben says jump, he says high.
See, I don't do that, but I'm just like, we need you just in case.
He's still standing there like, what do you want me to do? Like, tell me.
Give him some.
Lead me here.
Give him something.
Help me out.
Okay, so this is actually kind of important. Coop is trying not to get a ticket, so Coop is having to move his car.
That's fair enough.
That is fair, dude. Because look, we've had this conversation. The parking people here are nuts. Am I wrong? I was on a crutch and the guy was trying to give me hands. What was I supposed to do? So I feel for the guy. I feel for him. I feel this is an instance where he'll be back. I mean, maybe we'll be all right. We got 3 minutes left in the show anyways. We'll be all right.
It's the principle of the thing.
It is principle.
It's the principle.
It is principle.
It is principalities on this one. This is a radio station. Losing an intern in the middle of parking across the street. Think about what just happened, Steve.
Okay, I'm listening.
A producer does not want to walk 50 yards to park.
Right.
50 yards. These are producers that talk about lazy athletes all day long, right? These lazy athletes who suck, and he's slow, and he's fat, and all this stuff.
Yes.
Producers that don't want to walk 50 yards have taken our co-producer, our intern producer,
yes,
and assigned him to work outside of the radio station, Steve. That just happened.
It did.
And y'all are going to tell me that I'm that I'm being unfair about this? Like I need to have some empathy? Is that what we're saying?
That's what it sounds like.
Text her. Am I wrong here? Am I wrong here for saying no? You don't go help out with parking tickets in the middle of a show when there's an opportunity to park 50 yards away. Who's going to start next year?
We were really caught up on this.
Who's the starting lineup? Because I can't even breathe. I can't even breathe. I got this phlegm in my throat. I can't even absorb oxygen in my bloodstream. I'm getting lightheaded here. And I'm right. I am absolutely right on this one. People, try it. Try sitting here and watching your intern and producer go take change out to a car on somebody else's behalf in the middle of the show when you need stuff looked up. Look, people, YouTube, listen, listeners, everybody's scared to look at me right now because everybody knows I'm right.
I know. I'm like, yeah.
So what else is going? Say something else before we get out of here, Steve. Bring some kind of thought that's not about the rant that I just made.
No, because I mean you're right.
But the culture that somebody would do that.
I know.
It's a problem.
So Aiden should be good. I think Aiden's gonna be good.
Did you have a problem with him playing paintball shirtless?
No, him and Steve played paintball shirtless. That's insane. They're psychopaths. Yeah.
Dwayne did?
I don't know. I don't think so.
So that mean, are you telling me Dwayne just took his shit off of the picture? Boy, I'm telling you, my little freshman year bird chest pictures, they're gonna show up soon.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be so embarrassed.
Wow. Well,
probably gonna get reprimanded for my rant, or we'll get some changes. So people, if you don't hear me tomorrow,
I'll be in Pigeon Forge, but I'll be on the air
on Middays with Marcus Maben. It's because I dared to challenge the system that an intern should not be in the middle of a show having to go out to add meter money when we have a 30 parking all over this place.
We can win 6.
As always,
15.
8150-939 is the number. 3831-939 is the text line. Made for the Ville is the YouTube channel. See you tomorrow at 22 hours at 939.
An official broadcast partner of the